Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the break for 2025 Panini Score Football for box number 3. Give me a quick second. Let me go ahead, get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and then we'll go ahead and do our random as well. I definitely need to turn this TV on right behind me. I usually don't ever break in like silence, but my goodness. I'm thinking it's this one. Sorry, John Park. There's 2 of you, and I hope I guessed the right one. I do apologize for that. Hopefully it's the right one. If not, then you're gonna be one's gonna be very weirded out by why they didn't get tagged, or one's gonna be or what they got tagged into. Almost done tagging everybody. Sweet. There we go. Tags are out. Gonna give everybody about 15 seconds to go ahead and jump on in here. Then we'll go ahead and random off the names and teams. All right. Go ahead, get started here. We got all 32 names in here. Jamie Green on top, all the way down to Edward on the bottom. Remember, you guys, anything less than 4, we will re-roll again. Good luck. 7 on the dice. And 7. John Park on top, Jeremy Green on the bottom. Then we have our 32 teams. Cardinals on top, Commanders on the bottom. Same thing, you guys. Anything less than 4, we will re-roll again. 6 on the dice. 5 and 6. Browns on top, Bengals on the bottom. All right, you guys, go ahead and get that taken down. Get that trade timer started. 5 minutes on the trade timer. If you guys make any trades at all, please let me know. I'll go ahead and make that happen for you guys. Verification codes are going in right now. And I think we do got a couple people in here, so I can go ahead and explain this real quick. Because of the checklist coming out a little bit late, we did not do an NIL spot. That NIL spot will be random off at the end of the break to everybody. So whoever gets that spot will get all the NIL cards, you know, all like the autographs from the people in high school, stuff like that. Unaffiliated spot, pretty much. And then the mystery rookie redemptions will be random off. I saw them. I saw some on eBay says like, you know, this checklist or whatever will come out like during the season and stuff like that. I checked comps from last year. Last year, some of the redemptions came back are like some of the players are like $8 to $9, like Bucky Irving and stuff like that. The Caleb Williams is like $30. The redemptions right now are selling for about 70 to 80. So I think it's just better to kind of just, you know, let people have them now while they're, you know, worth something. If you guys want to sell it, scratch it, leave that up to the person who gets it. But if any of those do come out, that's what we're gonna do with them. Because I don't think it's fair for us to be like, yeah, we'll hold on to it until the checklist comes out, and it's like, well, now it's like an $8 card when you could have had $80, or something like that, whatever it may be. So, but just to make it as fair as possible, I don't want to have money, potential money for somebody tied up, you know, waiting for a checklist or anything. I think we just got down to 4 spots in that finest. That piece of the past just sold out, which that's going to be kind of fun to do during July 4th. I know Aiden was really looking forward to do that one. Aiden loves the piece of the past stuff because he is getting his degree in political science, so he kind of loves presidents and history and all that stuff. Me, on the other hand, I do not. Aiden's definitely a more entertaining breaker when it comes to that stuff, probably than I am. I give credit where credit's due. I know what product that we have that I will probably be a very boring breaker to watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 4 teams left. Like I said, in that finest, that is our last case for anybody who wants some of that other football. Coming up on less than a minute and a half on that trade timer. And while that's going as well, you guys, I do have to step out real quick and grab a 2-lane just because I forgot to. And there are a lot of good bit of cards in here, so definitely gonna need one of those. I'll be back. Do I have 2 lanes in here? All right, you guys. That tree timer is over. Let's go ahead and do this break. Found my 2-lane. I just had to take it from shipping. All right, good luck, everybody. Empty box. I forgot to turn on the TV too, so I guess we're breaking in silence again. Or I'll just talk to myself nonstop. Could add anything on right now to watch. Jalen Milroad, Scholl. Got a Ken Houston on the autograph going over to the Titans. Titans going over to Anthony with the Titans. sleeve up real quick. Jalen Milrow. Shador on the hot rookies. Marvin Harrison Jr. Then we got a Travis Etienne Jr. on the red out of 20. Going over to the Jags. There you go, Jags. That's going over to Sean Herring. There you go, Sean. GNT Shador. Devin Neal out of 100 on the blue for the Saints. There you go, Saints. Going over to Taylor. Shador. Sleeved up. We got a Jalen McMillan autograph going over to the Buccaneers. There you go, Tampa Bay going over to Mike. Getting that Jalen McMillan autograph. Tyroa. George Pickens out of 250. For the Steelers. Move this half stack over. Got a Tavian St. Clair autograph. That's going to be that one of those NIL autos, which we're going to go ahead and random off that spot at the very end. That NIL and high school unaffiliated spot. Williams. Tyler Lockett at 250 for the Seahawks. There you go, Seahawks. And last pack of our first box. Got a Ryan Wingo on the other NIL autograph. NIL spot. That spot's looking better and better each time. Then we have a Chris Boswell out of 50 going over to the Steelers. You go Pittsburgh Steelers. James Rhea getting that Chris Boswell out of 50. Stack over and on to our next box. Empty. Johnson, hot rookies of Travis Hunter for the Jags. And Taysom Hill out of 250 for the Saints. Got a Derek Harmon on for an autograph going over to the Steelers for James Rhea. There you go, James. Jamar Chase out of 250 for the Bengals. Travis Hunter. Cam Ward, rookie base. Cam Ward on the draft insert. These two real quick. All right, move this over. And on to our second half of this box. Got a Colin Simmons on the NIL auto. Oh, we only got one in the first half. This is our third one. Again, that'll be random off at the end. The Travis Hunter. Draft insert. Let's do this just so I can get these cards off. Then we have a Grant Calcaterra out of 20 on the red parallel for the Eagles. The Eagles, that's going over to, I swear I just saw them. I'm so blind. They're going over to Sean Herring. even see Quinn Ewers on that. Insert parallel. Not sure what the grid is. I believe it's probably just an insert. Oh yeah, scorecard, maybe? Yeah, that's what it's called. Mason Taylor autograph going over to the Jets. That's going over to James Rea with the Jets. I knew the fireworks were coming. That one scared the hell out of me. GNT. I'm just like Jalen Milroe on the hot rookies. Trent Green out of 250 for the Chiefs. Hopefully that was a firework. That was like one big boom. And last pack. Jalen Milroe. Sorry about that. Show Brady Cook on the gold autograph. Or yellow. Out of 50. Going over to the Jets. There you go, Jets. Going over to James Rea. Brady Cook auto. Nice one there. Oh, they call it the gold zone. I guess it is gold. I was calling something different. Give me a quick second, you guys. Sorry about that. Move the stack of base over onto our second to last box. Empty. I completely just whiffed the trash can. Any Giants? Henry, at the moment, I don't believe so. Don't believe we've gotten any Giants right now. I think just a dart base is all. Ramondre Stevenson out of 250 for the Pats. Millen. I'm starting to see it. As I get more familiar with this product, I'm starting to get better at what to just move on for. Do you think Skull Happy Boxes are worth it? I would say yes and no. I think it just depends on the product release year. Jalen Milroe. Got a Xavier Legette autograph for the Panthers. It's like, it just really depends. I think this year it may just get a little stifled. There you go, Panthers. Going over to Edward. And the only reason I say this is just because how the release counter is looking, right? Because like you kind of get GNT, Jalen Milroe. Like Luminance comes out, Dominus League comes out. Like you just kind of have all these products that are going to come out that are kind of going to overshadow score over a while. But if it's like something that you like, I think it's if it's just a cheap option, introductory product for 2025, then go for it. Um, but that's just my honest opinion. I know I probably shouldn't like talk bad about it just because obviously we're breaking it and I have more breaks of it up, but I definitely want to be transparent with you guys about kind of how the release calendar looks. I think last year it probably wasn't as worth it because it came out. If I remember correctly, it came out really late into the season. But I think this year, if you are just trying to get ready for the season to start, if you are just excited for the season to start, I think it's fine. We have a Randy Bradshaw out of 50 going over to the Broncos. Thanks for the of course. See, Edward, I agree. Like Edward probably kind of has like if you're looking for resale, probably not. Like if it's just, but like I said, if you just want something for the brand new year, I mean go for it. I think it's definitely something you can have fun with. I think if it's a lot of cards, I think it's like a fun family rip if you do that with like family or anything like that. There you go, Broncos. That's going over to Jeremy Green. But I think also, if it's something that you're gonna kind of just on the fence about, maybe just wait until retail comes out. Like I think usually blasters and stuff like that usually come out like a week or 2 weeks after. If that's something you're just gonna wait on. Don't think it's bad to wait on retail. I think score retail's pretty okay. Anti Nick Jackson Dart. Jerry Judy out of 50 on the gold zone for the Browns. There you go, Browns. That's going over to John Park. I also think that this year is going to be just a little bit different in terms of releases. I think there's going to be probably a lot more product that we never usually get for football that comes out with this half over. Just because I know everybody knows that like that Topps is getting the licensing after this year, right? So I think you're going to see a lot. I think Panini's probably going to just release a lot more product for football this year while they still have that last year of licensing. So I think that's why this came out early because just expecting this to come out. Dylan Gabriel autograph for the Browns. Very nice one there. I read one article about the QB locker room for the Browns, and I don't know what's going on. I believe they said that they weren't too sure about who's going to start and stuff like that. So I guess we'll just have to see. There you go, John. The Dylan Gabriel auto. Cam Ward hot rookies. There is one product I do want them to try to carry over to football is going to be Noir. I love Noir basketball, and it'd be really cool to see Noir football. Marshawn Lattimore out of 250 for the Commanders. But there's definitely a lot of products that they stopped doing that I feel like could come back. Like plates and patches, Elements. I'm not sure if you guys remember like Elements football. I always thought Elements was kind of cool. Encased, like they didn't do Encased this past year, which they might bring back. Who knows? What other products are there? I know Elements was up there for me. See Jackson Dart on the hot rookies. Should do it real quick too. Jordan Love out of 35 for the Packers. Honors. You know what? Yeah, it's like Panini Black. It's just like a higher end Panini Black, kind of. That's kind of like the best way I always describe it. But there's some cool stuff like the spotlight autographs and like are really nice. That's why I really like Panini Noir. I mean, they could bring back Opulence, but it's like gold standard. That's kind of like why they dropped Noir and Opulence. Was because of maybe it's made like kind of like a more affordable version, which was, as you guys know, gold standard and black. Because Noir is like 2,500, 3,000 a box for basketball. Wow, this is very nice. We got a Tetaroa McMillan out of 10. Nice one there, Panthers. There you go, Panthers. Going over to Edward. There you go, Edward. I would mag this, but I don't want to mag it just because these things will get caught, and I don't want to damage any of the edges because I already feel like I have to be very careful sleeving it, just not scrape any edges. But that's a very nice one there. Nice T-Mac. Congrats on that one, Panthers. That's sick. I think Bryce Young starting to really develop towards the end of the season last year. I think Ted Tyrell will have a good chance. Having a good season this year. And then Panini Honors. That's the one I was thinking of. Panini Honors is like they're kind of like Panini is what Panini does for like a little buyback. Usually they kind of stagger it because they kind of put. I feel like they put like old redemptions that haven't been redeemed in there. They do some other cool stuff. Like they had autographed kabooms. I think in 2020 was honors. Yeah, 2020 had honors, and they had like autographed kabooms, which is really cool. Kyle Williams autograph for the Patriots. Patriots going over to. Did I just lose New England? Oh, going over to Daniel. Brian Burns out of 250 for the Giants. But there's a couple products they scraped off of football. They cut elements, they cut plates in patches, they cut prestige, they cut legacy, they cut encased. Yeah, that's like what 6 or 7 products that solely have been getting cut from the release calendar. And then they added what photogenic, and I forgot there's one more that they added. Andrew Mukaba autograph going over to the Eagles. That's going over to Sean Herring. There you go, Sean. And on to our last box. It's actually crazy with this stuff releasing early. We're still going to be getting a couple 2024 releases. I think National Treasures, 2024 National Treasures comes out this month. And then we should be rounding out the 2024 product year with Flawless. I think we still need to get Flawless. And Panini 1. I don't think Panini 1 football came out yet. If they do it. Dude, this one is like stuck. Oh, and Prism Deca. Prism Deca was another new product that came out for football this year. And I actually like Prism Deca. I thought Prism Deca was actually pretty nice. Matthew. Rookies, Tyreek Hill out of 250 for the Dolphins. But that transfer's gonna be weird. I think Topps gets basketball end of October, middle of October, something like that. October, November. Braylon Allen autograph for the Jets. Another autograph for the Jets going over to James Rea. I'm excited for that. especially for like stuff like Dynasty. Topps Dynasty is so nice. They just did Topps Dynasty baseball, which I definitely wanted to get into some breaks of, but I fortunately didn't. Myers, Jackson Dart base. Cam Ward, Trent Dilfer out of 250 for the Ravens. Cam Ward on the emerged for the Titans. Stack a base over. Alright, guys, on to our last half of this last box. Nice. We got a Tetaroa autograph going over to the Panthers for Edward. There you go, Edward. Autograph coming your way. Got a Darren Woodson out of 250 for the Cowboys. Hunter. Cam Ward. Got a Riley Leonard on the draft insert parallel out of 100. Going over to the Colts. There you go, Colts. That's going over to Mike with the Colts. Cam Ward. Ward. Nice. We got a Showtime of Travis Kelce for the Chiefs on the SP. See if I can get that to kind of flip for you guys there. That's sick. There you go, Chiefs. Going over to Sean. Getting that one. I kind of just like messing with it. It's like old school. I'm probably gonna make some feel old, like the lenticular stuff that Upper Deck and stuff like that used to do. It's probably like it's like a 75. That's such a cool insert. Get that magged up on the Showtime. Congrats on that one, Sean. Getting that Showtime short print. And our last two packs. Terrence Ferguson autograph going over to the Rams. For Jeremy Green. And last pack. We got a Will Campbell autograph for the Patriots. There you go, Pats. That's going over to Daniel. Getting that autograph. Ken Houston out of 35 for the Titans. Going over to Anthony. Alright, you guys, that is it for this break. Let me go ahead and get this recap together, and we're going to go ahead and do that random for the NIL spot. All right. Go ahead and get that put together. All right, so you guys over to that random. We have the random for the NIL spot, which is going to be, like I said, all those high school autographs and people that haven't been drafted yet or unaffiliated with a professional team. I have it exactly copied over from the right side over to the left side. So John Park's going to be on top all the way down to Jeremy Green. Remember, you guys, anything less than 4, we will re-roll again. The top name will get the spot. 9 on the dice. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Josh Nance will be getting the NIL spot. Go ahead and take this down. Get that verification code over to the chat. And I'm going to get this written down real quick. So those NIL autographs we got was the Colin Simmons, the Ryan Wingo, and then the Tavian St. Clair. Again, Josh Nance, you did win that NIL spot. All right, you guys, on to our recap here. We had that Ken Houston out of 35 for the Titans. Will Campbell autograph for the Patriots. Terrence Ferguson autograph for the Rams. Riley Leonard out of 100 for the Colts. Darren Woodson out of 250 for the Cowboys. Tetaroa McMillan autograph for the Panthers. Trent Dilfer out of 250 for the Ravens. Braylon Allen autograph for the Jets. Tyreek Hill out of 250 for the Dolphins. Andrew Mukuba autograph for the Eagles. Brian Burns out of 250 for the Giants. Kyle Williams autograph for the Patriots. Jordan Love out of 35 for the Packers. Marshawn Lattimore out of 250 for the Commanders. And Dylan Gabriel autograph for the Browns. Jerry Jeudy out of 50 for the Browns. Randy Bradshaw out of 50 for the Broncos. Xavier Legette autograph for the Panthers. Ramondre Stevenson out of 250 for the Patriots. Brady Cook autograph out of 50 for the Jets. Trent Green out of 250 for the Chiefs. Mason Taylor autograph for the Jets. Grant Calcaterra out of 20 for the Eagles. Jamar Chase out of 250 for the Bengals. Derek Harmon autograph for the Steelers. Taysom Hill out of 250 for the Saints. Chris Boswell out of 50 for the Steelers. Tyler Lockett out of 250 for the Seahawks. George Pickens out of 250 for the Steelers. Jalen McMillan autograph for the Buccaneers. Devin Neal out of 100 for the Saints. And the Travis Etienne Jr. out of 20 for the Jags. And the Ken Houston autograph for the Titans. On to our big hits and mags, you guys. We have that Tetaroa McMillan out of 10 for the Panthers. Nice one there, Panthers. Then the Showtime short print of Travis Kelce. I guess, oh, there we go. I'm trying to get it to flip for the Chiefs. Congrats, Chiefs, on that one. All right, you guys. That is it for this break. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys for letting me break for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one.